What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Guess.
And the midget.
Geez, why don't you take your time with introductions? Yeah, that works.
Introducing myself.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Welcome to Chaotic Minds. Had to go ahead and change the name even before we even started because there were like a bajillion different random thoughts podcasts. So, yeah.
There can only be one.
Well, I mean, there can't be only one because there are multiples.
Highlander theory here.
I
Highlander theory.
know I got the reference. Anyways, so ah, so many different things on the mind right now. What's left of it? Um, First and foremost, we just had to bring one of our cats to the vet to get her fixed, and have her rabies shot and her distemperament shot and have her claws clipped because those little things are like effing razor blades.
Hence the reason the cover on his mic is kind of jacked up.
And my legs and my chest and my stomach are all McJacked, trying to censor myself. I will apologize now if there are any slip ups and there is cussing because I'm sorry.
He's a reformed sailor.
Reformed. There ain't no reformed about this. Anyways, so yeah. Now we've had one of the cats. What's the
Neutered.
word? There you go. Thank you. Deballed, and now we are getting the other one fixed.
But the funny thing is about that this morning, when I went to put her, Juliet, into the kennel to take her, Abyss got her out of the kennel twice because he knew exactly what was going to go on.
He was trying to save her. Somebody say no. I don't think we're covered for that. But no, that does bring up a valid question. How important do you feel that it is to do as Bob Barker used to say and remember to spay and neuter your pets? I know that's not actually his voice, but it works.
Remember to get your pet spayed and neutered, but semantics.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just backwards. Shut up.
So for me, it's important because we'll get into a situation where A, male cat spray and you cannot get that smell out for anything, and B, female cats will sit there and whine, much like females of the human species when it's that time of the month. And I don't want to deal with that. But one of the biggest things is you don't want to end up in a situation where we are with our dog, where she is now too old at 9 years old to be fixed without the possibility of some pretty major complications.
I did not realize that there is a such thing as being too old.
Basically, it's a borderline. One vet says she's too old to be fixed because she could have some pretty major complications because older dogs have problems with anesthesia. And then this new vet that we have for her, which is a really awesome vet, very trusted, Dr. Jeff, Rocky Mountain vet from Animal Planet, really awesome. Um,
I don't watch the show.
it's actually really awesome.
I still don't
But
watch the show.
their office recommends that she does get fixed because even though that there can be complications because of the anesthesia, on the other hand, there's something to do with a blood infection that she could get and it could kill her, and it's just this whole mess. So it's like you agonize over the decision about, okay, one vet says she's too old, the other vet says if she don't, she has the possibility of this infection, and then the dog bleeds everywhere. It's crazy.
So what you're saying is,
Get him spayed and neutered early.
there you go. I honestly don't have an opinion on it. Mainly because all the animals, if I remember correctly, I think only one of the animals that I had growing up as a kid was ever spayed and neutered. Spayed and or neutered because you can't get both.
No, one's boys, one's girls. If you got both, then there's another issue we
um,
got to talk about.
but I'll touch on that here in a second because I don't effing remember. Um, none of the animals except maybe one that I had when I was growing up had gotten that procedure done. So I don't know how to feel about it.
Do you
So,
really want more on dog to have spawns? That's where my point is.
I mean, depending on what the other dog is, to be a little more intelligent, don't no. I am not mocking the intelligence of our dog,
She's dumb as a box of
and
rocks.
that's insulting the box of rocks. Um, love that dog to death though. Sweet, real sweetheart. Always trying to make sure that everything's okay.
Very protective of her middle son.
I think the only thing that irritates me is when she thinks she's sneaking away from the scene of a crime. I.e., she eats just about anything if it's left out.
Which she can open to go containers and pizza boxes and close them.
Um, and then like we come in or we come back into the room and she's like trying to be all snicky, and we're just like, yeah, we see you, and she quick dashes faster. Um, that's the only real concern that I have, or the only issue that I have with this animal.
Other than the
Um,
fact that you could take her out and then she'll come right back in and look at you straight after taking the leash off of her and pee on the floor.
oh yeah, we're
But she's old.
that doesn't
She's
matter.
she's almost, well, she is 9. She's
Old
almost 10.
people, old people have control over their bladders.
That's funny.
No, seriously, they do. Kind of.
No.
Most times. um, but no, like I'm not like I said, I don't have an opinion on it. If my whole thought process is that if you want to have more, then you have the option of being like, hey, I already have one half of the equation. Let's get the other half and make a solution. But if you don't want it, then go ahead and get them done. I for me it's just like, okay.
Just make sure you have the ability to take the animals to the vet, because there's been too many times that I've seen people, oh yeah, my dog is pregnant, my cat is pregnant. It doesn't take a single one of them to the vet, not even the puppies. And then they end up with something called parvo, which Haven had when she was a pup because, well, the lady who had her couldn't afford to take her to the vet.
Well, I mean, yeah, like if you're gonna go ahead and invest time and or money, depending on if whether or not whose palms you have to grease in order for their dog to, knock up your dog, then you should at least have the time and the money to take care of the pups. Don't go ahead and get your animal impregnated and you don't have the ability to take care of the puppy, not
Mom or the puppies.
the mom or the offspring. Because cats, same thing with cats. That's why there's a whole lot of, stray cats or feral cats, is because people can't. That's why you hear stories about like that one lady down in Arizona who decided that
She'd
she
have
was
500 cats.
she'd have cats, or she had cats, and one of her cats got knocked up, and she took the kittens, put them in a pillowcase, and then stuck them in a dumpster back behind a building. Thank God there was a camera, a security camera. They ended up catching that lady, or catching up to her after she dumped them in the dumpster. And one of the workers had gone ahead and went to go take out the trash and toss the trash in the dumpster. And they're here meowing like itty bitty mews coming from the dumpster. And they're like, oh, hey, there's cats in here. So they checked the security footage, saw this lady do this, managed to get a license plate off the security footage, and got a hold of the police for animal endangerment. It's like, really? You're really going to do that? You're really going to allow this to happen?
And see, my thing is about the whole keeping animals and making sure you can take them to the vet. I fully admit there are times where, our animals probably needed to go to the vet and we couldn't afford it. But it's it's crazy because there are so many different organizations and stuff out there to help people.
Dumb Friends League.
Dumb Friends League will work with you if you are struggling, Or if you absolutely need to give your animal up, look into no kill shelters, because just because you can't take care of an animal doesn't mean that it needs to die.
Well, didn't we have that one uh animal wellness person? I can't remember what agency they worked with. Uh for Haven.
Yeah, some
Animal
neighbor.
control. They one of them came out and was checking on the dog, saw that she was a little bit skinny, mainly because of stress, and her boy, in her world, disappearing on the weekends. So she got stressed. She wouldn't didn't want to eat, and when she did start eating, she would scarf, get sick because she ate too fast, and then
He's
she didn't
starving 5 minutes later.
she didn't want to retaste. She didn't like the taste of her food. I think is what it was. I think that's what it really boiled down to. Um, but he came by, checked on her, saw that she was okay, and then came back a couple hours later with a bag of dog food and was just like, here. And we're just like,
And we're not
okay.
talking about a small, cheap bag of dog food. We're
No, no, no,
talking
no, no.
about a 50-pound bag of pedigree
Yeah,
dog
this
food.
this this guy, like, props to you, animal control people. You guys, granted,
You do some stuff.
some of the situations that you go into, you really don't want to, kind of like a social worker. You know, you really would prefer not to have to see it, but and not be there because then, of course, everybody blames you because, oh, you're taking my dog away. Yeah, well, sometimes you can't fix stupid, and
Well,
you can't fix stupid.
silence it, maybe.
No, it stupid still exists, but no, it's like I understand the irritation that these animal control people can have because they get stuck in a situation where they have to go into a place, take somebody's loved, beloved pet away from them, and then they get screamed at by the owner because, okay, well, uh I don't know what that was. Um because oh, you're taking my dog away. Well, maybe if you actually took care of your dog, this wouldn't be a problem.
Or you didn't have like 50 dogs. And,
Hoarders,
yeah.
pet, those puppy
Animal
mills.
hoarders, puppy mills. That's another thing.
I hate puppy mills.
Adopt from a shelter or a reputable organization. Don't buy it off somebody on the streets.
Well, I mean, you can buy them off of somebody on the streets, but like, get that, like, as soon as you buy it from somebody off the streets, like, bring it into a vet and have it checked. Like, when you say like bringing it off the streets, you mean like
Some
some.
Joe Schmo neighbor in breeding pit bulls like every 3-4 months.
Okay, you can't
You
really use
know.
pit bulls because they already get a bad enough rap.
Well, I'm talking
Chihuahuas, you can use chihuahuas. Those things are like demon spawn.
rabid a-holes, rabid rats. That's what they are.
Rabid puntable. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm playing around.
We do love animals. It's just the ankle biters, not so much.
No, Shiza was an ankle biter technically.
Shiza was a window licking pug.
Yeah, he was great. Love that dog. um, but no, it's like if you see an ad in a newspaper of or you hear about somebody being like, oh hey, we have puppies for sale.
$700.
Yeah, that's great to go ahead and especially if it's like a family, and their dog got knocked up and they're just trying to get rid of the dogs. And sure, other than that though, yeah, I will agree. Go get a rescue dog. Go get a rescue cat or iguana or snake or whatever. Wherever you're at. Go get a rescue.
Just
Those
not a tarantula.
no, no. No. Those animals really need your love. They really do. They get tossed around from home to home because they just nobody can seem to work with them. Nobody can seem to go ahead and uh or want to work with them. And it's sad because some of these animals that get rescued have been abused, have been neglected, have been starved, whether it's for attention, whether it's for, whatever, but they go ahead and, they don't have anybody to love them. So love them and they will take care of you. I mean, there are stories that you see like when you pull up Facebook, of oh this dog. You know what? I'll use Pitbull. This Pitbull was so aggressive and so mean, but when we first got him, but now like 3 months later, this thing is a love bug. It never leaves my side. He always wants to curl up with me. He's my boy. That's what happens if you take care of a dog and you show them, oh hey, yeah, buddy, I love you. I'm not gonna give up on you.
And I'm not going to make you fight for every meal you get.
Yeah,
We're not even going to touch on that subject
n-
today.
yeah, not today. Maybe later in the future. But no, like get
One
it
of the one of
adopt one of your adopt a pet from a foster
and
or
see
not.
one of the things is like there is a really great rescue that my friend Jennifer and her sister Tisha work with. They volunteer as foster parents, and a lot of their dogs are returned because people will say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to handle this. I'm gonna take on this," like,
And then they fail.
and then they're like what you would call foster fails, and it's just like these people, oh yeah, this dog is so awesome, and they take it home and then they return it saying, oh, we changed our mind. And there's some of these dogs that have been there for so long that they're with the foster parents for pretty much their entire lives.
Or my personal favorite, we didn't realize it would be this high energy and this high maintenance.
Research your breeds.
Jack Russell Terriers, cool looking dogs, real friendly, really happy almost all
Really
the time,
loyal.
really hyper.
Huskies must have a 6 foot at least fence.
Because
Recommended 10 foot
they will
because
jump.
yes.
Chihuahuas, they can climb over chain link fences. So if you're gonna have a fence, make it a picket fence or a wooden fence. I don't want to say picket fence. I take back picket fence because picket fence has gaps in them. But no, like get something like that going. Research your stuff, people. Do your homework.
Exactly.
Do your homework. Stop
I
being
mean,
to steal a line from Philly D. Don't be stupid, stupid.
and research the different places. Like there's a great place, Rocky Mountain Canine Rescue here where we're at in Colorado. They do a lot of foster work. They do deal with a lot with animals that have been abused and returned and have medical issues. So
Abusive owners can go burn.
Michael Vick is one of those.
Yeah, I'll say that. I will. I am not defending Michael Vick. I'm not defending Michael Vick. Great quarterback. Horrible pet owner.
Horrible person.
No, he's not a horrible person. He's just a horrible pet owner.
No, he was abusive all the way around.
Okay. Okay. But no, like, do your research. Take a look. Read a book. Reading Rainbow. I went too far with that.
LeVar Burton.
Yes. Captain
Coming back.
Jordy, I can't see. Captain, I can't see anything. Why, Jordy? What's wrong? My visor isn't on. Uh, anyways, love you, LeVar Burton. I know you're probably never going to hear this, but I love you. I grew up watching Reading Rainbow. Is part of the reason why I like to read. But no, do your research. Take a look to see. Watch some videos on YouTube. It's a wonderful thing. Google, 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 Google it,
Yeah.
Google it.
And if you have children, Google Reading Rainbow. YouTube is a lovely, lovely place, and they have all kinds of
Well,
episodes.
it can be a lovely place, but we're not. That's another topic for another day as well. But no, it's like take care of your pets. They look to you for everything, everything, even the ones that dig in the trash because you forgot to take it out late last night because you were tired and you wanted to go to bed and you didn't want to deal with it. Uh, Stuff like that. But just take care of everything. Um, because they'll end up taking care of you. They're going to be the your first line of support. They're going to be your last line of support.
And defense.
And well,
You
ish.
can't tell me that if somebody broke in here, Haven wouldn't get to him first, and Abyss and Juliet would be right behind her.
It really depends. I think Haven would start barking
And growling.
and growling, but then just kind of like slink back and hide until she thought that they weren't paying attention to her, and then she'd bite him in the balls. Abyss and Juliet would come out and be like, "Oh, hey, what's going up?" Nope, and they would leave.
They would come up to us. One of them would warn us.
About that.
Oh no. Trust me on that.
I had a dog.
Abyss hears the front door open, and if you're on the pot, he'll open the bathroom door to go to the front door.
I had a dog when I was growing up. Her name was Molly. She was adorable. Best dog, one of the best dogs that I've ever owned. And she wouldn't attack anybody for anything. Like you somebody new would come in and she'd come up to him, "Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Let me show you the big TV that we have." And she would lead a person from room to room showing them all the pretty shiny stuff and then just like, "Okay." Uh stuff like that. So, I mean, you take care of the dog, they'll take care of you. You take care of the cat, they'll ignore you most of the time.
And then lay on top of your rotting corpse if you die.
After they eat you a little
No,
bit.
that's the dog.
No, that's a cat. A dog will try to go ahead and get out and get help. A cat will just be like, I'm going to go after the nice. You know what? We're not going into that because that is not
No.
that is not appropriate. So we won't go there. We'll just say the cat will eat you faster than the dog will.
Unless you've had bacon, then the dog will just.
Uh,
At least ours will.
yeah, ours will do that. Well, so to summarize it, spay and neuter your pets. Oh, that reminds me. I always get it mixed up. Which one gets spayed and which one gets neutered?
Spay is female, neuter is nuts chopped.
Oh, okay. Say I that like
And for neuter.
legit, legit. I never can remember. So I'm like, dude, we got to get that female. We got to get that girl animal. We got to get her neutered. What? Is she a trans? Is she a trans? But not that I'm aware of. Although I did know a lesbian dog once. She did the humping. She refused to get humped. Oh man. All right. So something else that's been really bugging me and bothering me, and it may involve me going on a rant.
Possibly a few curse words. So
Sorry.
viewer listening.
Viewer
Discretion is advised.
There we go. That's what I was saying.
This story is for adults only.
And I'm gonna say this as loud and as pointed as I can. Fuck those damn cops in wherever the fuck, what was it, Kentucky?
Yeah, Louisville.
Louisville, Kentucky. Fuck all those guys. Those three. You know what three I'm talking about.
Jonathan Mattingly, especially.
Yeah.
That asshat has decided to file a countersuit against Breonna Taylor's boyfriend for firing at unknown subjects that didn't announce themselves.
Well, according to them, they did.
I call bullshit.
Oh, no.
Lost body cam footage? Come on, people.
Oh, no. We're not stupid. But fuck those three cops and fuck that DA.
Fuck the entire system that is supporting those cops.
Now, don't hear me out here, okay? I am not against the police. I respect police. I will support them, the good ones.
Few bad apples don't spoil the bunch, in other words.
But there are some that
Deserve to be hung by their nuts.
get severely power trippy and refuse to what's the word I'm looking for? Take responsibility for their action or inaction. And it irritates the piss out of me because these people are hired, or in some cases, in some areas, depending on, whether or not you're rural enough. I always have problems saying that word. Get voted in by their constituents, and they have no, like, they they have no sense of, well, this is my job. No, they're more like, well, how can I do this to benefit me or mine or whatever? And it's just, it's wrong. It if you're going to enforce the law, then you need to enforce it on all parties,
Don't matter
regardless
who you are.
regardless of race, affiliation, wealth, nationality, belief, or anything else like that.
Job title.
Especially job title, because we're not, you know what? Nope, we're not doing that right now. Nope, we are waiting.
Okay, so
We are waiting.
I'll move on to another part of this subject. One of the things that really stands out in this article that I was reading yesterday or this morning, I can't remember. It says, Steve Romanus, I sorry if I jacked up your name. He represents Walker, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. Was quoted in saying, "One would think that breaking into the apartment, executing his girlfriend, and then framing him for a crime in order to cover up her murder would be enough for them." And that's huge because, you know, the only thing that those officers, or at least Mattingly, is being convicted of is the stray bullet that went into the neighboring apartment.
Which is bullshit. And it's all because of that stupid ass DA. That's why.
It's not even the district attorney.
No, it is.
It's whoever heads the state investigations department. It's not the DA. I forget the dude's
The
title.
DA, when they went ahead and
State's attorney.
the DA, when they went ahead and they had the grand jury thing, and they were, announcing, they were trying to pick what charges would have been appropriate, didn't even bring up the fact, you know, didn't even bring up of the homicide charges.
And see, that's the funny thing is they're saying that they brought it up to the grand jury, which it was brought in front of, but the grand jury
Is saying no.
is saying that they never heard anything about the subject of murder. They were told that it was going to be on a separate indictment, which makes no sense. But hey, the legal system doesn't make sense half the time, especially with corrupt asshats.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. Corruption is a very real problem in everywhere you look. I mean, here in the United States, a place where everybody's like, "Oh, we're so great, we're so awesome." And don't get me wrong, yes, we have the potential. Yes, we can be. We have been. But at the same time, at this point,
we are no longer the best country in the world.
Exactly. So it's like, and then you go ahead and you look overseas in, I forget where it is. I know I think it's in some African country where they have like the SARS unit, and they're going in and they're mowing people down just for the fuck of it,
Just because they've been exposed by a person in their village.
No, not COVID. It's not a sickness. It's an actual
military unit.
No, it's a police unit, but it's like, it's pretty much against, they were originally,
it's a murder squad.
no, it was originally put in place to prevent burglaries. But how it turned out is ass backwards, and it makes no sense at all. But then you everywhere that you look, anybody who has any sort of modicum, I don't think that's the word. I don't think that is a word. Anybody who has any sort of blip or snippet of power, it you know,
People react different ways, and I get that, but there's some that take it way overboard. And that's where
power
the corruption is.
power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It you can look throughout history and see evidence of this. I mean,
And it's a vicious cycle, too, because once those who have that absolute power are no longer in power, they throw a fit like a 2-year old.
we're not going there. If you want a good example of it, take a look at the Argentinian quote unquote presidente. You know, the one who lost
And is refusing to leave office?
because he claims that he won, and Guido is supposed. I think that's his name. He's supposed to go ahead and be. He actually got elected in. The U.S. is supporting that, but the guy who is still in the office is refusing to leave because he's built up so much of a power base, and he's on such a ego trip that he's just like, no, I won. I won. Look at all the results. Look at all the skewed results. Look at all the fake results. Yep, I won. Me, not him. And now we're having this issue down in there. You know, it's a case of a bunch of people getting power and then refusing to let go of it. And it's almost like they're afraid. And to be honest with you, if I was them, I would be terrified too. Because it's like, what atrocities have I committed that now that I don't have power and I don't have this protection, what are these people going to do to me? And I get that. I mean, I'd be scared too if I went ahead and made a whole bunch of people not be able to eat, or cause inflation to skyrocket. But at the same time, it's like,
You got to do what you got to do to make your country or your life successful. I get that. But at the cost of other people's lives or livelihood or families,
no.
no.
People, it shouldn't matter who you are. It shouldn't matter what color your skin is, who you believe in, who you decide that you want to be sexually attracted to. It should not matter. And yet in so many cases it does. And it's a load of bullshit.
But there is a light at the end of that tunnel, which I never saw coming being raised as Roman Catholic. Do you know what that is?
No,
Pope Francis has written it into Vatican law that he supports same sex unions.
I understand that part. Yeah. Religion wise, yeah. But it's still, because it's been so indoctrined into,
Ingrained into everybody's brains.
I wouldn't say ingrained. I would say indoctrined.
I would say ingrained because of the fact that, your parents were raised that way, you were raised that way. What are you going to do? Typically raise your children that way, unless you're like me and are bisexual and don't care.
Well, my thing is that I have a very, very easy way of looking at things. And that easy way is, I don't care. As long as you're chill with me, I'm going to be chill with you. I don't care what you believe. I don't care who you see. I don't care what your skin color is. I don't see it.
Everybody has just as much right to be miserable. I mean, happy in marriage as we are.
Sure, yeah. No, I'm not saying that everybody does not have the right. I'm saying I'm going to shut up now because you're giving me a look and I don't like it. It's scaring me.
He's being a smart aleck to me. But we love each other.
But no, it's like, if there was a way to restart everything and not have to worry about this, then I would say go for it. Now,
Fire sale?
I am in no way, shape, or form calling for a revolution or anything else like that.
We do
No,
not
no, no,
condone
no, no, no.
violence. But a hard reset on the
We're
economic infrastructure and all that stuff, like a fire sale, die hard. Since it's the holiday season coming up, why not?
uh I don't want people to suffer because nobody should have to. And that's just something that is my core. Nobody should suffer.
And power hungry people, let's face it, make people suffer.
Yeah. You got the top 1% controlling everything, making the laws to benefit themselves, and then you got, us sitting here like, I wonder if we're gonna get that stimulus check. The answer is no.
Here's another little tidbit on that whole stimulus situation. If you hate the United States, don't be asking where your stimulus check is. Move.
Well, okay, look, if you don't like if you don't like the country that you're living in, then you got two options. Either work to change it or go to a country that you would prefer. Change is difficult. And we everybody gets it. Nobody likes to deal with it. But at the same time, if it's something that you are so adamant about that you can think of nothing other than, then do something about it. Make a change. Stand up. Sound off. That's what this whole that is one of the biggest, and I'm going to touch on this just for a second. That is one of the biggest calls in the next couple of weeks is for. That's the whole reason why so many people are like, "Hey, if this is something that you're so against, vote."
And here's the thing about voting. I don't care who you vote for. I really don't. That who you vote for is none of my business.
Who you vote for is a reflection of you and your beliefs and your core values.
That does not mean I'm going to like you any less.
Doesn't mean I'm going to like you anymore either.
My opinion on you is not going to change. The only thing that, would change my mind is if you're a racist prick.
To quote my dad, you know, and he in his bouts of
Infinite
wisdom,
wisdom.
and no, not infinite wisdom, in his bouts of wisdom, how somebody else sees you is none of your business. So how you see me, that's nice. Don't care. How I see you, you shouldn't care. It doesn't matter. All that matters, all that should matter is, are you doing what you want? Are you
You believe in.
yeah, are you voting for this person because it's somebody that you deep down at the very core of who you are and your belief system, do they align with your belief system? Or are they slightly askew? Or are you just voting for them because,
That's the only Republican or Democratic candidate.
oh no, it's, are you voting for them only because you're either being pressured by family, friends, the media,
Stars.
yeah, like celebrities, you know, are you being influenced to vote the way that you are voting, or are you actively making it your own choice?
Like we said during the vet portion, do your research.
And vote,
If you don't
vote,
like the way things are, the only
vote.
way it's going to change is if you vote.
If you do like the way things are and you want the person, the people to stay in the positions that they are,
Vote.
vote. It it is a basic human right in a democracy. No matter how big or how small the democracy is or how you see it. It is your right to vote. So go vote. Flood the polls. Or drop off your ballot, because at this point, mailing it in ain't going to do you any good, you know. But go vote.
Half the post offices are shut down anyway. But we won't go there. That's a subject for another day too.
Yeah. Go vote. Make your voice heard. Make a difference.
And if you're going to protest, do it peacefully.
Yeah, like
None
be
of this
chill about it.
rioting and violence.
Be chill because once you get violent, then your message kind of gets tossed out the window. Like it doesn't make any sense. Oh, I'm so against what these people did. I'm going to throw a flaming cocktail, into a building and watch it set on fire because I'm so mad at how this person was treated. Okay, well how about that building? What about the building's feelings? Okay, bad
The
example because
building
they
should have
haven't.
feelings.
Yeah, but how about the people who are innocent who work in that building, who may have the same belief as you, but you just cost them their job because their building just burned down.
Or my personal favorite, we'll use the recent riots. If you're against police brutality, I get that. I'm against police brutality.
Oh
We've
yeah,
already discussed that. But the thing is you protest outside police stations. You make your voice heard. Do it peacefully. You don't throw rocks and Molotov cocktails and beat the crap out of people, destroying property in your own city.
don't throw purple bricks.
Don't destroy other people's stuff. If it's not yours, don't touch it. We have that discussion with our children every day. Maybe the adults need to listen to.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to protest violence with violence.
I'm fighting evil with evil. Yeah, you know what? Evil is still evil. It doesn't matter if it's diet evil or regular evil. It is still bad.
An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth only leaves you with a bunch of blind, toothless people.
That reminds me of a song, but we don't have the rights for it, so I'm not gonna do it.
Pretty much.
But I guess my main takeaway, my main message for this is take care of the loved ones. Take care of your people. Take care of those who you call your people, your circles.
And be kind. It doesn't take anything. It doesn't cost you anything to be kind to people.
Just saying hi, especially with the holidays coming up. Dude, say hi to people, enjoy their company. Don't be a dick.
Take if you see somebody struggling to take out their trash, help them.
Yeah, grab the trash and be like, yo, I got this for you. Unless and although if it feels like a dead body, then you know, say something. Not to them. Say something to somebody else because you don't know what they're. Anyways, but no, especially with these, with the end of the year coming up, you have so many different holidays coming up. Take care of people.
Let's send 2020 off with a bang and never speak of it again.
Yeah, seriously.
Make the last few months of 2020 better for somebody. Whether it's buying somebody a cup of coffee that is sitting out on the street cold.
Or even just a bottle of water.
What people don't realize is that circumstances
Suck.
suck for everybody. And you might see a homeless person today, but that could be you tomorrow. And nothing is ever written in stone. There Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow, not even the psychics, because you can change your own circumstances. But you have to take the last few months of 2020 and make them better for somebody. You can't just fly through the year. This year sucks. This year is a dumpster fire, whatever you want to call it. But you have to do something nice for somebody. You can't just fly through life and be a complete ass.
In the words of Matt Mercer and a Critical Role crew, leave the world better than what you found it.
Take care of yourself and love each other. Another great Matt Mercer quote. He's
Nah,
full of good wisdom and lots
most
of weird
times.
voices.
Ah, the man's a genius. But speaking of holidays,
Holidays.
it's the most wonderful. Wait, we don't have rights for that either.
Holidays. Anybody else sick of walking into a big box store? We won't say names because I don't know where you're listening from, so I don't know if you have them. But a big box store, you walk in, let's say mid September, and there's already Christmas crap. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you skip a few holidays? I mean, we typically don't see even Halloween stuff until around the end of September, the 1st of October. And
Shoot,
then we
where
don't
I'm
ever see Thanksgiving crap unless it's like 2 days before.
where I'm from, I mean, Halloween stuff didn't get start getting put out until about like 2 weeks before Halloween.
When I was growing up here in Colorado, you know, Halloween, 2 weeks before Halloween, that stuff came out. Christmas and Thanksgiving were put out at the same time, well, because of Black Friday shopping, and that's just a nightmare all itself. People fighting over stupid crap. Shop online, you still get the same deals.
And you
But
don't have to go anywhere.
at 3 a.m., Denver, 3 a.m., Black Friday. Don't recommend 0 out of 10 stars.
Denver, 3 a.m. Friday. It was a cold, cold morning.
With about 13 inches of snow on the ground. But it was 80 degrees the next day, so it was all gone.
But no, it's like, when is too soon? And now, granted, there are other holidays that, while I don't celebrate them because that's not in my belief system, you got Ramadan, you got
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa, you got Hanukkah. However it is actually pronounced, I can't do.
Hanukkah.
Well, no, there's a way that the Jewish community pronounces it versus the way that the non-Jewish community pronounces it.
And see, I'd like to see more of a mix of those holidays. Seeing, the different sides of the different cultures. Maybe that's what the world needs is to be exposed to that stuff during the holiday season so that when it comes down to it, they're like, oh, I know what this is all about. It's not about hate. It's not about oppression. It's about, okay, this is a holiday that they celebrate leading up to Christmas.
Holidays are meant to bring people together, not drive a wedge between people. And that's what it seems to be most times because it's like we get underrepresentation of any other holiday.
Other than U.S. holidays.
No, not even US holidays. Any other holiday that isn't a Christian holiday, depending on where you're at. You look here in the United States, big holidays that are around. We got Easter, we have Christmas. Those are two big ones. You go over to the UK, same thing. You know, you it's
Granted, Thanksgiving's a little more prevalent and a little more well known in
just the United States.
just the United States, but
But it's like you maybe spreading and looking into some of these other holidays would be a good idea.
and see that's one of the things that I'd like to do is celebrate Hanukkah. Granted, the whole gift thing for Hanukkah, they start with small gifts leading up to Hanukkah, the 8 days, lighting the menorah, playing dreidel, which I have played. It's actually a pretty cool little game.
I don't get it.
I don't either. I didn't at first, at least, and it's been quite a few years since I've played. But you know, Hanukkah is about family and friends and you know being with each other, and it's like why wouldn't we celebrate that? Granted, we're not Jewish, but
And right now we can only have a maximum gathering of 5. Stupid COVID!
wear your mask, please, so we can get out of this crap.
But no, it's holidays. The way that holidays are set up and the way that holidays are
Ram
not really ran, but
represented.
advertised. We'll say advertised. Is it's a time for family. It's a time for togetherness. And yet we have people who, and I'll be honest, I'm one of those people. But we have people who go ahead and they're like, I'm fine with this holiday, but there shouldn't be any buts.
Except for the lunch sit on.
There shouldn't be any sort of what's the word I'm looking for? There shouldn't be any sort of excuse, for lack of a better term, because I can't think right now. There shouldn't be any sort of takeaway from any of this. Family is family, regardless. And I fall victim to this. There's a side of my family that I haven't spoken to in years, and it's on purpose. It's something that I've seen.
There is nothing wrong with cutting toxic people out of your life, even if they are blood related.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, when all is said and done, and you have nobody else, all your friends have gone, all of your preferred partners have left, all you have is your family. And
Forgive and forget is hard to do. It's easier said than done.
it is easier said than done. And I
And
will
there's a
agree with
lot
you
of
on that.
bridges that have been burned in certain situations. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you and your family.
You and yours. You know, but I mean, there are plenty of people that, they have blood family still around, but they don't associate with them. And they would rather associate with their friends, their really close friends, that they can be considered family.
They're not blood related, but that doesn't mean they're family. They're not family. Sorry.
But at the same time, it's like holidays are meant to spend time with families, and yet most times we dread having family come over. We dread having family swing by and spend a couple of hours because we don't want to deal with other people's BS.
We've got enough stress going on. Why do we want to deal with everybody else? And I get that. But
At the same time, it's like it's family. Deal with it.
yeah,
Your crazy your crazy aunt may not have the same ideals that you do, but you know what? You still are related. Your racist uncle is sitting over in the corner pouting because nobody wants to agree with his racist tendencies. He's still family. Try to help them see the issue with their with what they see, what
the only people that I can see cutting out of your life and keeping them out of your life is people that, for
are
lack of a better
abusive
for lack of a better term, diddle with children.
or are abusive.
In other ways,
Don't ever put up with any sort of abuse. Plain and simple. Don't do it. It's not healthy. You can't change them because they're just gonna stay the same way that they are because they're stubborn just like you. But no, it's family is family, and I get that. But as a whole, the entire planet, in some way, shape, or form, we are all related in the fact that we are all children of the earth. We are all here.
we're
None
all
of us
humans.
none of us were born in space. None of us were born on the moon or in the International Space Station or on Mars. Please, Elon Musk, hurry that up. Uh, but
Earth has become a dumpster fire.
but we are all humans. We are all one giant family. Why do we have to fight with each other? Is it because you don't believe what I believe? Okay, let's sit down, have a conversation, see where we can have common ground. Is it because you don't like my skin color? Okay, let's sit down and have a conversation. Where does that dislike lie? Where did it start?
You may not like me for my skin color, my race, my skin color and race, same thing. But you might not like me for my race. You might not like me for my sexual orientation. You might like me for
My gender.
my gender, for who I love. You might not like me for those reasons, but I will tell you, I will be the first one to bend over backwards to help you.
I will still fight for you even if you don't like me. And that's just how it should be. We are all in the, not to take a line from stupid
High
Disney.
School Musical.
We're all in this together. Let's work together and make things better for the future. For the young ones nowadays. Let's be better.
Our kids are 16, 15, and 12. Holy crap. We want to teach them to do better and be better than we are. And by that, it means, teaching them that you don't have to put up with the abuse and the bullying. You can stand up for yourself. You can stand up for what you believe in. And you can still be kind to others.
One does not discredit the other. One does not take being just because you stand up to people doesn't mean you can't be nice while you do it.
You could defend somebody in one instance because they're bullying you, or defend yourself against somebody that's bullying you, and then when you see it happening to them, you can defend them. That might not change their mind right away, but maybe they'll see that what they're doing is wrong, and you can change things. I mean, granted, sometimes it's a slower change than we'd like to see, but be kind. My God, be kind.
You know, with all this kind talk, I think we diverted from the original thing as when is too soon.
Hence the reason our name.
Okay, fair enough point. Too soon is too soon. There are, in between for all those big box stores, there is still a holiday between Thanksgiving or Christmas and Halloween. It is called Thanksgiving. Calm down with the stupid Christmas lights and the stupid Christmas music and the stupid Christmas trees and the stupid Christmas shit that you put out 4 months beforehand.
I don't know about anybody else, but here in Colorado, there's a station called Cozy 101. They start playing Christmas music the day after Halloween now.
And take down your lights right after Christmas. Don't leave them up all year round. You just look ridiculous.
My thing is, you can do what you want with your decorating and all that, but there's only so many different versions of Jingle Bell Rock or Jingle Bells or insert whatever Christmas song you can hear before your mind starts to melt.
But I think that's a good place to end it today. You know, be nice to each other. Be kind. Don't be a dick. Actually sit down and have a conversation.
And next week, we're going to talk about the Xbox Series X and the PS5.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things we're going to talk about. And hopefully by that time, I will either have gotten my hands on one or I will have one already set up to be ordered or whatever. But,
Set up to be ordered, yes. Bought, yes. Not here yet because they don't come out till the 10th.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Which means we'll probably get ours around Christmas because the back orders on those are ridiculous.
I'm talking about the Xbox, not the PlayStation. I do not want another Wi-Fi router to play video games off of. That's what it looks like. I want one of the Xbox Series X fridges.
That is a cool
But love each other. Sit down and have a conversation. Don't be a dick.
Buy a stranger a meal.
That's yeah. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
But anyways, we love you guys. We will see you next week.
Hopefully we'll have some more interesting topics to cover and some things that you like, some things that you don't like, because whatever. But
can't please everybody.
If you have any suggestions, you can always make a comment.
Yep. So take it easy, and we'll see you next week. Bye.